Once again, ladies and gentlemen, may we request everyone to settle down. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. He is welcomed by Lieutenant General Ruen S. Tolentino, Philippine Army, Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy.
Pangulo, handa na po ang talupad pandangal upang libutin. mahal na Pangulo, ako sa buong parangal.
Tapos po ang aking pasasalamat sa ating mga kawal sa kanila at bigay ng
Mga kasama, mga paabot, ating panawing pandangal, His Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr, President of the Republic of the Philippines. Kanyang pusong pasasalamat, parangal na iginawad natin sa kanya ngayong umaga. Mabuhay!
chairman ng PMA, si Ambassador
May we request His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to proceed at Long Island Hall for the guest book signing.
Military Academy, Lieutenant General Rowan S. Tolentino, Philippine Army, and Ambassador Vidal E. Quirol, Chairman, Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated. May we request everyone to rise for the honors to the nation. Thank you. You may now be seated.
In a short while, the regimental commander will give a series of commands for the court to execute the Manual of Arms. Starting with your arms. Left shoulder arms. Port arms. Order arms. Inspection arms. And finally, order arms.
Army. The Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, will now deliver his welcome remarks.
To His Excellency, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, good morning, sir, and thank you for honoring us with your presence here today. Our officer in charge, the Department of National Defense, Secretary Carlito G. Galvez, the Chairman of PMAAI, Ambassador Vidal Quirol, the Vice Chairman, Cavalier Danilo Abinoja, and President PMAAI, Cavalier Joselito de Guzman, Philippine Navy, and other members of the PMAAA Board of Directors, our Chief of Staff, General Andres C. Centinos, our Chief of the Philippine National Police, Police General Rodolfo S. Asurin Jr., the Commandant of the Philippine Coast Guard, Admiral Artemio M. Abu, Major Service Commanders, Lieutenant General Romeo S. Bronner Jr., the Commanding General of the Philippine Army, Vice Admiral Toribio Adasi Jr., the Flag Officer in Command, and Lieutenant General Stephen Pareño, the Commanding General of the Philippine Air Force, the Lifetime Achievement Awardees, the Cavalier Awardees, the Cavalier Pandemic Heroes Awardees, the Jubilarians, the Diamond Jubilarians, the PMA class of 1963, the Golden Jubilarians, the PMA class of 1973, the Silver Jubilarians, the PMA class of 1998, the oldest alumni present, Cavalier Amaury Evangelista. Yes, sir. The youngest alumni present, Cavalier Chaini Gargara of class 2022. Commodore Viduya, the Assistant Superintendent of PMA. Brigadier General Julius Tumines, the Commandant of Cadets, and Brigadier General, other senior of the Philippines, headed by its Baron, Cadet First Class Troy Albano, Cadet Corps Armed Forces of the Philippines, all fellow Cavaliers, distinguished guests, and of course, the lovely ladies of the Cavaliers, magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Each and every one of us have that feeling of nostalgia, and it steers our mind to reminisce about the dreams and aspirations forged within the four walls of our alma mater. Every year, this nostalgic feeling renews our spirit as we come together to meet with our mista, upperclassmen and underclassmen who became our brothers and sisters. We share the stories of the good old days of cadetship and the bond of brotherhood to survive the rigors of the training. Homecoming is a time to come together to strengthen this union and the most fitting occasion to retrace our roots, to invigorate our commitment in service to our country and people. Our coming home this year is inspired by a deep and profound purpose as we step on the same ground that witnessed our deepest fears, intense struggles, wildest aspirations, blood, sweat, and shimmering joys. We also come to remember the traditions and virtues that have kept this institution whole and strong. Guided by these noble objectives, and in my capacity as the superintendent, I welcome you, my fellow Cavaliers, on this momentous celebration. Charles Dickens said, "Every traveler has a home of its own," and he learns to appreciate the more from his wandering. Whatever we've realized and achieved after being in the academy should always drive us to keep coming home to offer the gift of wisdom and experiences that could bring about desirable change. We come together here as we are reminded not to veer away from our ideals of courage, integrity, and loyalty, the virtues and the character which had been honed while we were in the academy made us who we are today. Our academy is our stronghold. She saw us from our worst to the best that we became. May I end this with an excerpt from the poem of Oliver Wendell Holmes. There are no times like the old times. They shall never be forgotten. There is no place like the old place. Keep green the old spot. There are no friends like the old friends. Once again, good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Homecoming. May you enjoy your time as you go rolling home.
We shall now proceed with the awarding ceremony. The audience is requested to stand. Thank you. You may now be seated. May we request His Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr., President, Republic of the Philippines, Class of 1973, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated, and Cavalier Joselito E. de Guzman, PMA Class of 1993, the President and Chief Operations Officer of the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association in their more than adherence to the virtues of courage, integrity, and loyalty, thereby establishing a reputation beyond reproach and worthy of emulation, and bringing honor not only to themselves and their family, but also to their alma mater, the Philippine Military Academy, and to the PMA Alumni Association Incorporated. The Lifetime Achievement Award is presented to General Benjamin P. Defensor Jr., Philippine Air Force retired, PMA. Lieutenant General Jaime S. de los Santos, Philippine Army, retired, PMA Class of 1969. PMA Class of 1972. Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated, Camp General Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. The Cavalier Award is presented to Police Lieutenant General Ricardo F. De Leon, Philippine National Police, retired, PMA Class of 1971, for outstanding accomplishments in public administration. Lieutenant Senior Grade Walter S. Villagonzalo, Philippine Navy, retired, PMA Class of 1975, for outstanding accomplishments in social field of community volunteer and special entrepreneur. Colonel Ariel O. Querubin, Philippine Navy Marines, retired, PMA Class with Enterprise. Lieutenant Colonel Demosthenes C. Doplina, Philippine Army, retired, PMA Class of 1982, for outstanding contributions to alumni affairs. Police Lieutenant General Jose Chiquito M. Malayo, Philippine National Police retired, PMA class of 1989 for outstanding performance. Philippine Navy, PMA class of 1990 for outstanding performance in command and administration. Police Major General Eliseo D.C. Cruz, Philippine National Police, PMA class of 1990. Major General Alex S. Rillera, Philippine Army, PMA class of 1991 for outstanding performance in staff function. Brigadier General Consolito P. Ecla, Philippine Army, PMA class of 1992 for outstanding. Coast Guard Commodore Tito Alvin G. Andal, Philippine Coast Guard, PMA class of 1994 for outstanding performance in Coast Guard operation. Cavalier Anne-Marie T. Herodias, Philippine Air Force, PMA class of 1998 for outstanding performance in air operations. Class of 2000 for outstanding performance in naval operations. Lieutenant Colonel Marion B. Kayat, Philippine Army, PMA class of 2000. Major James Anthony A. Monteo, Philippine Air Force, PMA class of 2009 for outstanding performance in air operations. And class of 2000. Likewise, the Cavalier Pandemic Heroes Award is presented to Secretary Roy A. Simatu, PMA class of 1970, Co-Chairperson, Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases. Former Senator Gregorio B. Honasan, PMA class of 1971, Member, Infectious Diseases. Former Secretary Delphine N. Lorenzana, PMA class of 1973, Chairperson, National Task Force created by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases. Mayor Benjamin B. Magalong, PMA class of 1982, COVID-19 Contact Tracing Czar of the Philippine Government in response to COVID-19 pandemic. Secretary Eduardo M. Año, PMA class of 1983, Vice Chairman of Secretary Carlito G. Galvez Jr., PMA class of 1985, Chief Implementer, National Task Force Against COVID-19 and Vaccine Czar. Secretary Rolando Joselito Di Bautista, PMA class of 1985, Member, Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases. And Coast Guard Vice Admiral Rolando Lizor N. Punzalan Jr., PMA class force by given this 18th day of February 2023 at the Philippine Military Academy, Fort General Gregorio H. Del Pilar, Baguio City. Signed, Ambassador Vidal E. Querol, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Captain Joselito E. De Guzman, President and Chief Operations Officer, attested by Police Major General Raul L. Gonzalez, Chairman, operated. We will now witness the presentation of the diamond, golden, and silver medallions to our Jubilarians. May we request the class presidents of the diamond, golden, and silver Jubilarians to receive the medallions to be presented symbolically by His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President, Republic of the Philippines, the PMA Alumni Association Incorporated. May we now request the members of PMA Class 1963 and their loved ones to please rise. To receive the medallion from the President, on behalf of the Diamond Jubilarians, will now don the medallions on the members of PMA Class 1963. Let us give them a round of applause. PMA Class 1973 and their loved ones to please rise. To receive the medallion from the President on behalf of the Golden Jubilarians is Ambassador Vidal E. Querol, President of PMA. May we request everyone to please settle down. Thank you. Newly elected Board of May we request the newly elected Board of Directors to proceed on stage for the oath taking. R. Marcos Jr., President, Republic of the Philippines, to administer the oath.
Your name,
I, Caballero Adriano S.J.
having been duly appointed
appointed
to the position of Director of the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated,
to the position of Director of the Philippine, do hereby solemnly
that
swear
I will faithfully perform my duties and responsibilities
that I will faithfully perform my duties and responsibilities
of my present position,
that
that I will support and uphold
I will support and uphold
the Articles of Incorporation,
incorporation and bylaws of the association,
that I will bear true faith and adherence to the same,
I will bear true faith and adherence to the same,
that I will abide by its code of ethics
that I will abide by this code of ethics
upon
mental reservation
or purpose of evasion.
or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. You may now be seated. At this point, Ambassador Vidal Iquerol, Chairman, Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated, will now give his remark.
His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., esteemed guests, PMAAI, congratulations. Mr. President, let me convey to you my heartfelt thanks and appreciation, and more importantly, to the members of the Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated for your presence today as our guest of honor and speaker. It is our collective wish on your first year of presidency. May I congratulate all the awardees for the job well done. We are indeed proud and grateful for your service to the nation. This year, we awarded for the first time the pandemic of the COVID-19 pandemic, answered the call to implement the National Action Plan together with various agencies to contain the pandemic onslaught, which disheveled the planet. The Pandemic Heroes Award is our positive report card to the nation that indeed the PMA graduates during the COVID-19 pandemic from the invisible virus. Two of these cavaliers, Secretary Lorenzana, former Secretary Ed Anyu, with grim determination, enforced national government draconian and health protocols to check community transmission, to flatten the curve, such that today people wear masks even when not required. A cavalier, Mayor Magalong, and become the contact tracing czar. Once Cavalier Secretary Galvez became the vaccine czar, and he provided that kind of confidence on the vaccine procurement processes. Roy Simatu was sent to Cebu City to subdue the community transmissions there and turned over the city when the infection were very, very manageable. A fellow cavalier, former Secretary Bautista of this WD, implemented the biggest social amelioration program of the country. The pandemic was terrifying as it was unprecedented consequence of our national economy, as well as symptoms of scarred psychosocial wellness, particularly of our children. Some cavaliers were afflicted with Cavalier Secretary Lorenzana was afflicted with the virus 3 times. Also afflicted with the virus 3 times, and on the second time, he confided, he was terrified and truly felt I would die. Yet, they all went, and many cavaliers were bright stars in our national history in the pandemic, and their inspiring roles will linger long after the pandemic is gone. As the pandemic fades, the great power rivalry in the South China Sea, right at our edge, distracts our national focus on economic recovery and national development. Fellow Cavaliers, we witness how our Commander-in-Chief has been skillfully navigating the grip of Asian geography and the political architecture of our military alliance and the indispensable need to pump prime our economy for national development and greater security and greater benefits to the soldiers. And rightly so. Our depends in no small measure on the or ingeniously, the weight of our economy depends on the rich beyond the alliance. The President has gone to town to market our country for such much needed investment and initiated organic regional trends and tensions on the nascency of multipolarity in a very complex present-day concert of nations. We admire your creative and practical and better living conditions for every Filipino family. The PMA Alumni Association Incorporated is ready to answer your call for greater prosperity and security in the Battle of Manila and of Tirad Pass in 1899 against America and during the Great Philippine-American War, in the Battle of Mount Samat in World War II, and recently in the battle that liberated Marawi in 2017. And of course, in the campaign
At this juncture, Senior Undersecretary Carlito G. Galvez Jr., Officer in Charge, Department of National Defense, will now introduce our guest of honor and speaker.
ladies and gentlemen,
Chairman, please be seated. The Chairman and CEO, Philippine Military Academy Alumni Association Incorporated, Ambassador Vidal Quirol, Secretary Ed Año, the National Security Advisor, General Andy Centino, Chief of Staff, acknowledged Cavalier Amori Evangelista, host classes, other alumni, and their respected families, the Cadet Corps of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, a pleasant day to you all. It is my pleasure to join you in today's homecoming as we celebrate the long and illustrious history of the Philippine Military Academy. It is an honor to be surrounded by the alumni of being a pillar of stability and significant part of every part of our country's history. Since its establishment in the 1930s, the PMA has produced selfless individuals who have offered their lives to the all enjoy today. I am filled with gratitude, as is the nation, for your contributions to the collective effort to build our beloved Philippines. In honor of those who have sacrificed their lives to steer the country to a high growth trajectory, the current operating environment is uncertain and grows increasingly complex. As we continue to develop our internal resources, we must pursue a path of prosperity that contributes to. We work on translating these investments into material of our nation. The country has seen heightened geopolitical tensions that do not conform to our ideals of peace and threaten the security and stability of the country of the region and of the world. This we will continue true to the service before self and professionalism that you have gained from the academy that everyone should innately possess as public servants. Rest assured that this government, together with the Filipino people, are with you as we march forward towards achieving a safer, more peaceful, more progressive Philippines. Once again, my warmest greetings to the alumni and congratulations to the awardees. Maraming salamat at mabuhay ang PMA. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Thank you, Mr. President. The regimental commander orders the Corps to present arms. To present the Corps to our guest of honor, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President, Republic of the Philippines. Please all stand. Thank you. Please be seated.
Military ceremonial parades have been established to bestow honor to the Philippine flag, our national symbol. Recipients of awards and decorations are also accorded this honor. This is also followed by the inspection of the troops, if the reviewing officer so desires. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was born on 13 September 1957 and raised in the town of Batac, Ilocos Norte. He graduated in Oxford University in 1974 and earned a special diploma in social studies. For over 2 decades, he has dedicated his life to serving the Filipino people. He was elected as the governor of Ilocos Norte, and his term was marked by greater importance placed on improving the province's agriculture, promoting better market opportunities to local farmers, and strengthening environmental policies for sustainable development. He was further elected as congressman and eventually as senator, where he served for several years as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Local Government. While in Senate, he further advocated for sustainable, affordable, and reliable energy through the bills and resolutions he filed. Ladies and gentlemen, trooping in line before you is our guest of honor and speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the 17th President, Republic of the Philippines. He is accompanied by the Superintendent, Philippine Military Academy, Lieutenant General Rowan S. Tolentino, Philippine Army, and by the Regimental Commander, Cadet First Captain John Troy Albano, CCAFP. On 09 May 2022, he garnered the largest vote count of any presidential candidate in the nation's history. President Bongbong Marcos is committed to bring the new era in the Philippines that addresses the pressing problems and re-energize development in the country. He is further committed to uniting the nation and delivering a brighter future for the people. He is happily married to the First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos and blessed with 3 children. Looking back at history, trooping the line was brought about by the invasion of mainland Greece by the Dorians in 1200 BC. This is the act of inspecting the soldiers before and after each battle. Today, we still observe this military tradition to signify the common trust between the troops and their commander.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor and speaker, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President, Republic of the Philippines.
One of the Academy's cherished traditions is the annual Alumni Homecoming. This allows Cavaliers from different places throughout the archipelago to converge in Luacan and reminisce the time where once in their youthful years they proudly belong. Today's Alumni Homecoming Parade and Review is for all Cavaliers, young and old. Welcome home, sons and daughters of our proud alma mater. Like a caterpillar that webbed its cocoon and soon emerged a butterfly, beautiful to behold, the Academy with all its legacies stand out as a real beacon of the land, immaculate, reverent, and priceless. The annual Alumni Homecoming Parade recaptures its metamorphosis, the glorious transformation of the Philippine Military Academy. This event traces the beginnings of the Philippine Military Academy throughout the 124 years of its existence. From the establishment of the Academia Militar, to the founding of the Philippine Constabulary Academy, to the acceptance of women in the Academy, and to the present-day Philippine Military Academy. The Alumni Homecoming shows several changes that transpired in the Academy, and how the Academy remains steadfast against changes and difficulties that it has faced since its birth. Moreover, the annual Alumni Homecoming is a very nostalgic experience to all Cavaliers. Even the most senior members are taken back to how they lived their youthful years in the four corners of Fort del Pilar. They are reminded of how they were molded from their carefree and simple civilian lives to leaders of character, gentlemen and ladies, and to whatever they have become now. Their cadet days in the Academy have been and will always be a significant phase in their lives. Such memories are treasured and forever be kept at the deepest entrenchments of their hearts and minds. It is also more than just a chance to come back to the Academy and reminisce their remarkable cadet days. It is a chance not only to reconnect with fellow alumni, but to be renewed by the shared memories and ideals between them. It is a time to rekindle the fact that they are bonded by the same duty and united by the values of courage, integrity, and loyalty. It is a momentous event in the Academy's proud heritage. All Cavaliers look forward with great enthusiasm to be in PMA and join the Long Gray Line, to reminisce their glorious cadet days, to strengthen the inviolable bond of camaraderie among them, to be accorded the rare honor of its alma mater, and to have the opportunity to march together and troop the line of the Corps of Cadets in the hallowed grounds of the Borromeo Field. Ladies and gentlemen, passing in front of you are the members of the Long Gray Line, the proud sons and daughters of the Philippine Military Academy, our beloved alma mater.